So what is an artist anyway? I feel like this is this like elusive term that people are like, well, I don't even know if I'm an artist. How can I know if I want to show up and be one, right? So art is defined as work that is to be appreciated primarily for the beauty or emotional power. And when you Google like what makes a person an artist, it says anyone can be an artist, but you can recognize great artists by how their work makes other people feel. You can recognize a great artist by how their work makes other people feel. So you are probably not ready to be an artist. You're probably not ready. And why is that? Because being an artist means you're putting yourself in the driver's seat. You're putting yourself on the hook. You're saying, I am responsible for this situation. And anytime that we put ourselves in the responsibility role, it gets really challenging. It gets really difficult. And it often feels like we have this immeasurable level that we have to live up to be seen as this mystical creature that is the artist. But all it takes to be an artist is just to show up and say you're an artist. It took me years to say that I was a professional musician. It took me years. I was already making a living and still had the hardest time calling myself a professional musician. Why? Because it put me on the hook. Because if somebody judged me and said, that guy's a professional, then that put me on the hook. So when we had kids, or decided to have kids, there's not one time that I was ready. It was not one time that I was like, I got this. Like I am so, I'm so prepared to be a dad, right? Same with buying a house. When we bought our house, wasn't a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna nail this. All the way down to the first $3,000 loan that I got with the band I was in, split with 4 people. So we're talking about what, like less than $1,000 a piece that we were responsible for. And I was terrified because it put me on the hook for something. It put me in the driver's seat. And I believe that anything that puts us in this driver's seat, we're not really ready for. So how do we start to become ready? How do we set ourselves in the driver's seat with confidence so that we can start to actually create these feelings? So we can start to make something that gets people to feel things. I believe it starts with a vision. I believe it starts with understanding what we want. So I've said it already. We're doing this workshop and it's coming up. And one of the things we're going to work through is this idea of what is the vision that you have for your art. And what is art? So art can be anything that makes somebody feel something. If you're a poet, if you do videos, if you make photography, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But the image or the song or the cover, whatever it is, like that's not enough to get somebody to grab a hold of it anymore. What we see a lot of people talking about in the art space, if they're talking about the marketing side of it, is surface level marketing. Go make sure that your hashtags are right. Go make sure that it gets in front of all the right people. Make sure that you're doing everything that the algorithm wants. Let me clue you in on something as somebody who teaches people how to use the algorithms. The algorithms want people to connect. How do we get people to connect? We make them feel something. What are the things that you like? What are the things that you share? Those are the things that make you feel something. They represent you as a person. So how do you start to get your art to represent you as a person? You get clear on who you are and what you're trying to say. And that's what this workshop that we're going to be doing for the next 4 weeks is all about. It's all about getting past that mental block, the fear that we are not ready because we're not. Because it puts us on the hook to be in the driver's seat. But this is all about figuring out what we want, what our goal is, getting clarity on how we can start to show up for ourselves in the right way so that we can show up more authentically for others and develop deeper connections with the people that show up to see our stuff online. It's going to be so cool. I'm so excited about this. And it's only $49. That's all I'm asking for this thing. For 4 weeks. Costs $197 to do an hour-long consult with me. That's not a humble brag. That's just for real. And so to have for these meetings, plus a private Slack channel, plus all these things for $49, plus a community of, up to 30 artists that are doing this together with you, that are trying to grow and all that. Like, this is going to be cool. And here's what I want to say, who this is for. This is for artists that aren't ready. This is for those of you that want to make feelings for people, but you just don't know how yet. This is for those of you that know that you have it in you, or at least have a hint that you have it in you, that you want to do something more with this. You want to build something from this. If you just want to make this a hobby, that's fine. This is not for you. This is not for the people that just want to have a hobby. This is for the people that want to show up and put themselves on the hook and make somebody feel something with what they do. That's who this is for. And it doesn't matter what level you're at. This is for you if that's what you want. We're going to work through a lot of the mental barriers that it takes to really be our authentic selves for our audience. Very tough, very tough. So, but doable. And I'm super excited about it. So show up. Let's see it. We got less than 20 spots left out of the 30 that are available. And I can't wait to hang out with you guys for the next 4 weeks. It starts a week from today, starts Monday, November 30th, and will run for 4 weeks. All calls will happen on Monday afternoons at 4 p.m. Central. And you can go to www.standoutworkshop.com, www.standoutworkshop.com. The link is also in the description, and I will see you guys inside.